Hey everyone, and Eid Mubarak in advance. Eid is such a special time full of joy and community, and right at the heart of it is the Eid prayer. If you've ever wanted a clear, step-by-step guide on how to perform it, especially following the Hanafi method, then you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break it all down for you.
So here's the game plan. We'll start with the basics, then get right into the details of the first and second parts of the prayer, the rakats. After that, we'll talk about what happens after the prayer, tackle some really common questions, and wrap up with all the beautiful traditions that make Eid days so special.
All right, let's dive in with the fundamentals. Before we get into the how, let's talk about the what. What exactly makes the Eid prayer different from the prayers we do every day?
First thing to know, it's pretty straightforward. The Eid prayer is made up of just 2 units, or as we call them, 2 rak'ahs.
Now, here's a key difference you'll notice right away. Unlike our daily prayers, for the Eid prayer, there's no adhan. That's the main call to prayer you hear from the minaret. And there's also no iqama, which is that second, smaller call to line up just before the prayer starts.
So before anything begins, you need to make your intention, or niyyah. This is done in your heart. It's a moment of focus. You're basically thinking, I intend to pray the 2 rak'ahs of the Eid prayer with its 6 extra takbirs, and I'm following this imam.
Okay, with those basics covered, let's get into the actual steps. We'll start with the first raka'ah, and there are some really unique details here, so pay close attention.
So you'll start with the opening takbir, just like any other prayer, and recite the thana. Then comes the special part. 3 extra takbirs. Now listen closely. For the first 2, you raise your hands up to your ears, and then you just let them fall to your sides. But on the third one, after you raise your hands, you bring them down and clasp them. From there, the imam recites Surah Al-Fatiha and another surah. Often it's Surah Al-Ala, and you finish the rak'ah with the normal bowing and prostration.
Now, if there's one thing to remember about this first rak'ah, it's this. Those extra takbirs happen before the imam starts reciting the Quran. This is absolutely key. Lock that timing in your head because it's about to flip.
All right, let's move on to the second raka'ah. It's very similar to the first, but with that one crucial difference in the order of things. Let's see what it is. Okay, so here's the switch up. In this second rak'ah, the imam starts by reciting first, usually Surah Al-Fatiha, and then Surah Al-Ghashiyah. It's only after he's done reciting that you do the 3 extra takbirs. Again, you raise your hands to your ears and drop them each time. Then comes a 4th takbir, and for this one, you go straight into the bowing position, the ruku, without raising your hands. From that point on, you just complete the prayer as you normally would. So, the 2 raka'ahs are done, you've said your salams, but don't get up just yet. The communal worship isn't quite finished. There's a really important part that comes next. After the prayer, the imam will stand up and give 2 sermons, which we call the khutbah. While it's a sunnah for the imam to deliver it, it's actually wajib, or obligatory, for all of us in the congregation to stay seated and listen quietly. And they're usually super relevant, covering things like the special charity for Eid al-Fitr or the rules of sacrifice for Eid al-Adha.
All right, now let's get into some of those practical questions and common situations that pop up every year around the Eid prayer.
This has to be one of the most common ones, right? You're stuck in traffic, you're rushing, and you get to the mosque a bit late. What on earth do you do?
Okay, you basically have 2 scenarios. First, if you can still catch the imam while he's bowing and ruku. In that case, you say your opening takbir while you're standing, quickly do the 3 extra takbirs, raising your hands, and then join him in the bow. But what if you're worried you'll miss the ruku altogether? Then you say your opening takbir, go straight into the bowing position to catch up, and then you just say the extra takbirs while you're in that bowing position without raising your hands.
Here's another great question we hear a lot. What about voluntary prayers, or nafil? Is it okay to pray any extra prayers on the day of Eid?
So this table breaks it down really simply. It's considered disliked, or makruh, to pray any optional prayers before the Eid prayer. And that applies whether you're at the prayer ground or still at home. And after the prayer, it's still disliked to pray them at the Eid ground itself, but once you get home, it's perfectly fine. And finally, let's remember that the prayer is the centerpiece, but the entire day is a celebration. Let's talk about some of the beautiful traditions that help us get ready and embrace the full spirit of Eid.
These are the highly recommended, or mustahab, acts for the day. Things like performing ghusl, which is a full ritual bath, using a miswak, putting on your best perfume, and of course, wearing your finest clothes. And a really sweet tradition for Eid al-Fitr is to eat an odd number of dates before you even leave the house for prayer.
And that brings us to the end of our guide. We'll just leave you with this one thought to reflect on. with all these beautiful traditions that make the day feel so special. Which sunnah of Eid is your absolute favorite to practice?